Welcome to this sacred moment. There is a power in silence that few understand, a power so ancient, so profound, that humanity's wisest traditions have always guarded it as a sacred treasure. And today, at this moment, you are about to discover why silence is truly golden. Do you know that feeling that something isn't flowing the way it should in your life? Could it be that there's an invisible force blocking your dreams? No matter how hard you try, the results take a long time to come? So stop looking for answers out there. Stop blaming fate, the universe, or circumstances. The problem may be closer than you think. It could be in your mouth. Words are one of the most powerful creative tools that exist. She doesn't just describe reality, she creates reality. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a seed planted in the infinite field of manifestation. And what no one taught you is that there are things, information, secrets, personal truths, that, when shared, completely drain your vital energy. Today I'm going to reveal 5 things to you that you should never, ever tell other people. 5 silent saboteurs that destroy your prosperity, your relationships, and your connection with the divine. And if you recognize that you are making at least one of these mistakes, don't judge yourself. Just be grateful to be here now, ready for a new choice. Ready for a new life. The first thing is that you should never tell people about your dreams and plans. And I'll explain why. Close your eyes with me for a moment. Imagine there's a secret garden inside you. In this garden grow the seeds of your most precious dreams. Each seed is a plan, a project, a vision of what you want to create. These seeds need fertile soil, water, sunlight, and above all, silence. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing, do you? You trust in the invisible process that takes place deep within the earth. Their dreams are exactly like that. They need to germinate in the dark, in the sacred silence of your heart, before sprouting into the world. But what do? He barely has an idea before he's already telling everyone. I'm going to open a business. I'm going to change careers. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to travel the world. And every time you speak, it's as if you're pulling the seed from the ground before it can take root. Energy is dispersed. The fire that was starting goes out. And do you know why this happens? Because when you verbalize a dream, your mind experiences a symbolic fulfillment. It's as if you've already achieved it. The pleasure of achievement is anticipated by the mind, and the motivation to act, to actually make it happen, diminishes drastically. It's a profound psychological phenomenon. His mind cannot fully distinguish between vivid imagination, verbal account, and real experience. So when you enthusiastically share your plans, your brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure, as if you had already achieved that dream. And then, the urgency disappears. Furthermore, each person who listens to your dream projects their own limitations onto it. This market is saturated. You don't have the experience for this. It's very risky. They've tried this before and it didn't work. Are you sure you can do it? And these words, even if spoken with good intentions, are like slow poison for their seeds. They plant doubt where there was certainty. They plant fear where there was courage. There is something that the ancient alchemists knew very well, and that few know today. They worked in their secret laboratories, transforming base metals into gold. And they never, ever, revealed the formula during the process. They only showed off the gold at the end. Because they deeply understood that in the midst of transformation, any external interference can corrupt the miracle. It can divert energy. It can contaminate the process. And there's something even deeper here, something that touches on a very sensitive wound in human beings. When you share your dreams, you open the door to one of the most destructive energies that exists: envy. Yes, envy. It doesn't matter how much people say they love you. It doesn't matter how happy they seem for you. There is an unconscious part of human beings that resists the success of others. Because when you grow up, you threaten the emotional comfort of others. You force them to confront their own limitations, their own fears, their own excuses. And that hurts. That bothers me. So even unintentionally, even without being aware of it, people begin to sabotage. Not with direct actions, but with words disguised as concern. With doubts disguised as realism. With discouragement disguised as protection. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Your dream is like a child in the womb. It needs darkness, protection, quiet nourishment, and time to develop. If you expose this baby too early, it won't survive. Work in silence. Build in stillness. Protect your dream as you would protect a fragile newborn. And when the time comes, when the fruit is ripe, when the baby is ready to be born, you won't need to announce anything. The result will speak for itself. And it will be impossible to dispute. Place your hand on your heart now and affirm with me. I honor my dreams with the power of silence. My actions speak louder than my words. I protect my sacred seeds until they are ready to bloom. Take a deep breath. Feel this truth settling within you. The second thing is that you should never talk about your money. That's right. Let's talk now about something that's taboo in our society: money. From a young age, we were taught that talking about money is ugly, vulgar, and in bad taste. But the truth is that not talking about money wisely can be even more destructive. Because there is a difference between not speaking out of wisdom and not speaking out of shame or false modesty. Listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you. When you reveal how much you earn, you create an energy imbalance around you. If you earn little and count on it, people look down on you. Not consciously, but energetically. They start to see you as someone worthless, incapable. Opportunities slip away because you've become that person who's always broke. And something even more dangerous is happening here. When you verbalize scarcity, you program scarcity. I'm out of money. There's not enough money. It's difficult. I can barely pay the bills. Each of these sentences is a decree. a command to the universe, an instruction for your subconscious. And your subconscious mind can't distinguish between imagination and reality. He simply obeys. So when you say, "I'm out of money," he understands. Okay, let's keep this person penniless. That's what she wants. Furthermore, when you talk about scarcity to others, you create an image of yourself in them that reinforces that role. People start to see you as someone who is struggling. And unconsciously, you begin to live to uphold that image. You become that person that family members always have to borrow their car from, or pay the restaurant bill for. You end up getting used to this reality. One ends up absorbing this identity as if it were their true nature. And his mind begins to search for situations that confirm this identity. That's how those accounts that appear out of nowhere start to show up. This is how customers start to disappear. This is how opportunities mysteriously close. On the other hand, if you earn well and tell others about it, prepare for another energy storm. Envy will come like a devastating wave. He must be evading taxes. He must have inherited. He must have been lucky. You must know the right people. You must have done something wrong. Suddenly, your achievement is no longer a merit. It is no longer the result of hard work, study, dedication, and sleepless nights. It's luck, it's privilege, it's anything. But it's not what it truly was: sweat and determination. And do you know what happens when you showcase your prosperity? People are starting to show up. Everyone has an emergency. A cousin you barely know needs an urgent loan. A childhood friend reappears after 15 years with an unmissable opportunity, one that obviously requires your money. Prices mysteriously rise when you show up. The mechanic charges more because you can afford it. You become a walking target. But there is something even more subtle and powerful happening here. When you expose your financial situation, whatever it may be, you lose power. Information is power, but only as long as it remains exclusive. The moment everyone knows, it becomes a vulnerability. It becomes a weak point. Turn into a loophole. Masters of prosperity have always known this. They don't go around bragging about how much they have. They don't complain about what's missing. They simply live, build, grow, in silence. And when you meet these people, you feel a different energy emanating from them. An energy of fullness, of quiet abundance, but without ostentation. No need to prove anything to anyone. No external validation required. So if you're experiencing financial difficulties right now in your life, don't lie about it. But also don't spread your neediness like someone spreading weed seeds. Work in silence. Organize your finances in peace and quiet. Change your vibrational frequency without announcing it. Study, learn, grow, without an audience. And let your transformation speak for itself when the time comes. If you are thriving right now, be as discreet as a deep river that flows without making a sound. Give thanks silently. Share wisely, only with those who truly deserve to know, with those who are on the same wavelength. And protect your energy from emotional and energy vampires who only come close to drain it. Place your hand on your heart and affirm with me. My prosperity is sacred and protected. I honor my abundance with loving discretion. My silence about my finances is my protection and my power. Breathe deeply. Let this truth penetrate to the very last cell of your body. The third thing you should never do is expose your relationship. Because this is one of the most important and most neglected teachings you will hear today. Your relationship, your union with another person, is a sacred temple. It is a space where two souls meet, nourish each other, transform, challenge each other, and grow together. And like any true temple, it must be protected from the profane world. But what do you do? After every fight, she runs to tell her friend. With each achievement the couple posts on social media for the whole world to see. Every intimate moment is transformed into public entertainment, into a story to tell at Sunday lunch. And little by little, without realizing it, you profane the sacred. You destroy the intimacy that should be the foundation of everything. I'm going to explain something to you that few people understand. When you speak too highly of your relationship, you awaken envy. People start to doubt, to look for flaws, to want to prove that you're not as perfect as you say. Is it really that perfect? He must be hiding something. She must have problems she's not talking about. And this doubt, this energy of distrust, this vibration of questioning begins to penetrate your energy field. Like a toxic fog that invades your home. And without realizing it, you start looking for flaws where there weren't any. He starts questioning where there was no doubt. He starts creating imaginary problems just to confirm what others have hinted at. But when you speak ill of your relationship, it's even worse, it's devastating. Because every negative word you say about your partner is a brick you lay in the wall that separates you. He never listens to me. She's so stubborn, so difficult. He doesn't pay attention to me. She doesn't understand me. And every time you repeat these stories to other people, you make them more real. You strengthen them. You materialize them in the realm of manifestation. You are literally creating the bad relationship you fear. Furthermore, people never forget what you said about your partner. You can make up next week. They can forgive each other with tears in their eyes. They can embrace and renew their vows of love. But your mother-in-law will always remember that time you called her son insensitive and selfish. Your friends will always look at your partner with a judgmental eye, through a negative filter. You betrayed the trust of the person you love. You violated a privacy that should be inviolable. And there's something that few people realize, something very cruel. When you expose your relationship too much, you create a prison for both of you. Because now you have to maintain that image you created for the world. If you presented yourself as the perfect couple, you can't have bad days. You can't fight. You can't be tired, irritated, human. You have to perform happiness all the time, like actors on an eternal stage. If you complain too much, You can't show that you're happy now, because you've already convinced everyone that that person is terrible for you. He has already created a narrative that he now needs to sustain. You become a prisoner of the very story you told yourself. The profound truth is that relationships are like sacred trees. The strongest roots are those that no one sees, that grow in the darkness of the earth. They are what support the tree when the storm comes, when the gale comes. But if you keep digging, exposing the roots to show everyone how strong they are, the tree loses its support. The roots dry out in the sun, and the tree dies. So learn this sacred principle that can save your relationship. What happens between two people should stay between those two people. Celebrate the good moments in silence. Resolve difficult moments quietly. Grow in silence, side by side. And if you really need help or guidance, seek out a professional, a qualified therapist. Don't turn your relationship into a Mexican soap opera for friends and family to watch. Don't turn the person you love into an entertainment character. Place your hand on your heart and affirm with me. My relationship is my sacred sanctuary. I protect our privacy with love and respect. What is ours remains ours, guarded and honored. Feel these words healing wounds you may not even have known existed. The fourth thing is that you should never turn your problems into conversation. This teaching might be a little unsettling. It might touch a sensitive nerve. And it's okay to be bothered. Sometimes we need a little discomfort to wake us from the slumber of unconsciousness. I'm going to ask you a very honest question. Are you the kind of person who's always complaining? Does she always have a new drama to tell every time she meets someone? What turns every conversation into an endless session of complaining? If you answered yes, or if you felt a tightness in your chest right now, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Because there's a huge difference between seeking professional help and becoming the neighborhood's official misfortune teller. When you repeatedly tell other people about your problems, you're not venting as you think. You are feeding those problems. It's providing nourishment. It is strengthening that which it should be dissolving, transmuting, healing. It's like taking a horror movie and watching it every day, several times a day. Each time you rewatch it, the fear becomes deeper, more visceral. The details stick in your mind like poisonous roots. The trauma intensifies instead of healing. And there's something even crueler about this dynamic, something no one tells you. People secretly feed off their problems. Not because they are inherently evil. But that's because the human ego works this way, through constant comparison. When you're feeling down, they feel relieved. At least it's not me. At least my life isn't as bad as hers. At least I didn't get to that point. And without realizing it, you and that person create an unconscious pact, a tacit agreement. A pact of shared suffering. You meet to exchange trifles like people exchange trading cards. To compare who is worse off, who is suffering more. To sink together into victimhood, paralysis, and powerlessness. And do you know what happens to you in this process? You become that person everyone avoids. The person who, when they appear in the hallway, makes people pretend to be busy. The person who, when they arrive at the gathering, everyone already knows that heavy energy and drama are coming. The person who automatically repels opportunities, because nobody wants to associate with dense energy. Nobody wants to hire, partner with, or have a deep relationship with someone who lives in a permanent state of crisis. Your brain is an extraordinarily powerful computer. And when you constantly complain, you're literally programming that computer to seek out and find more problems. It's like installing a doom radar in your mind. A filter that only sees what is wrong, what is missing, what hurts. And then you always find what you're looking for. Because your focus creates your reality. Your attention feeds what you observe. Your word programs your existence. Now listen carefully because this is important. I'm not saying you should pretend everything's okay when it's not. I'm not asking you to suppress your emotions or deny your challenges. What I'm saying is something very different. Choose wisely who you open your heart to. If you need genuine help, seek out a therapist, a qualified and trained professional. Someone who has been trained to help you reorganize your mind without projecting their own limitations and fears onto you. But don't turn every person you meet, in line at the bank, at work, in your family, into a repository for your problems. Don't use people as emotional dumping grounds. Problems exist to be solved, not to be immortalized through words. Not to be repeated like negative mantras. And when you solve a problem in silence, when you work on it in the stillness of your inner journey, and then emerge with a solution, that's how you inspire the people around you. That's when you become interesting, magnetic. That's when you show you know how to turn lead into gold. Place your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I choose to be the solution, not the problem. My challenges are sacred opportunities for growth. I resolve things in silence and celebrate with wisdom. Feel the power of these words reorganizing your energy right now. The fifth thing is that you should never reveal the secrets that have been entrusted to you. And we come to the last lesson, perhaps the most important of all. The deepest one. The most transformative. When someone tells you a secret, that person is offering you something extremely precious. She's giving you her vulnerability. Its fragility. Her naked and raw truth, without masks, without defenses. And vulnerability is sacred. It's one of the most precious gifts one human being can give to another. But what do many people do with this sacred gift? They treat this trust as low-grade gossip. As an interesting topic to discuss over coffee. As cheap entertainment. And without realizing the gravity of what they are doing, they violate the field of trust that existed between two souls. I'm going to tell you something very serious now. Breaking a secret that has been entrusted to you is a spiritual crime. It is a violation of an ancient cosmic law. It's betraying something sacred. And the universe, that infinite intelligence that sees all, knows all, is always watching. Not to punish you with lightning and thunder. But that's because there's a law of cause and effect operating perfectly in the field of energy. When you break someone's trust, you program reality as someone who doesn't deserve greater responsibilities. Like someone who can't be trusted with precious things. If you can't keep a small secret that a friend told you, how can the universe entrust you with such big secrets? How can he entrust you with the secrets of prosperity? How can he entrust you with the keys to abundance? If you can't be trusted with another person's fragile heart, how can you be trusted to succeed, to make money, to seize great opportunities? Integrity is not a casual choice you make from time to time. It's a lifestyle. It is a constant vibrational frequency. It's who you are when nobody's watching. And when you live with integrity, when you deeply honor the trust placed in you, you create a powerful magnetic field of attraction around you. The right people start to appear in your life. The right opportunities manifest themselves like magic. Life flows because you are in alignment with universal laws. But when you spend your time spreading secrets and betraying trusts, you live in chronic anxiety. Will they find out it was me? Will she know I told her? What if they find out? This constant tension, this vibration of guilt and fear, this energy of betrayal is a slow poison for all your vital energy. You are unable to meditate deeply. You can't connect with the divine. You can't manifest your dreams. Because you are vibrating at the frequency of betrayal, disloyalty, and breach of trust. So learn this teaching as if your life depended on it, because in many ways, it does. What is said in confidence should be guarded like a precious jewel. With deep respect. With absolute honor. With sacred reverence. Because when you protect someone else's secret, you are protecting your own integrity. You are strengthening your own soul. And integrity is the foundation of everything, absolutely everything. Without integrity, there is no sustainable prosperity. Without integrity, there are no true relationships. Without integrity, there is no inner peace. Place your hand on your heart and feel the truth of these words. I am a sacred guardian of trust. I honor the secrets entrusted to me as precious treasures. My integrity is my greatest power and my greatest wealth. Breathe deeply. Let this energy of integrity fill your entire being. Today we are talking about the sacred power of silence. On the ancestral wisdom of hoarding. Regarding the tremendous strength that exists in not exposing everything, in protecting your inner world. And if you're feeling a little uncomfortable right now, that's okay. If you're feeling a tightness in your chest, that's okay. If you're remembering situations where you talk too much, that's okay. Because discomfort is the first sign that you're ready for change. What are you waking up to? That you are growing. Perhaps you've recognized some, or all, of these patterns in yourself. Perhaps he remembered moments when he shared what he should have kept to himself. Where he exposed what he should have protected. He spoke when he should have remained silent. And that's okay. Because you didn't know this before. No one taught you these profound truths. No one showed you the path of silence, nor did you know the consequences of speaking what you should remain silent about. But now you know. Now you have been touched by this ancient wisdom. And when you know, when you awaken, you become responsible. From this moment on, from this very moment, you can make completely different choices. You can protect your energy like a spiritual warrior protects their temple. You can honor your dreams with silence. You can guard your inner treasures like precious jewels. And when you do that, when you truly incorporate that teaching, something absolutely magical begins to happen in your life. Your energy is stronger than ever before. Your personal magnetism increases exponentially. Your life begins to flow in ways you never imagined possible. The right doors open. The right people come along. The right opportunities will present themselves. Because you are vibrating at a different frequency now. A frequency of wisdom. A frequency of silent power. A frequency of profound integrity. Silence is not emptiness, it is not weakness, it is not absence. Silence is absolute fullness, it is concentrated power, it is divine presence. In silence, you connect with the divine that dwells within you. In the silence, you hear the voice of your soul, that gentle voice that always knows the way. You create miracles that the noise of the world would never allow. So make a commitment to me now, not to me, but to yourself, with your highest self. And repeat mentally, with all your inner strength. I choose the sacred power of silence. I protect my energy like the most precious treasure I possess. I talk less and create more. I observe more and judge less. My life is my sacred temple. And I'm the conscious guardian of this temple. My words are powerful seeds. And I choose to plant only what I want to harvest. Feel these words penetrating every cell of your body now, traveling through your bloodstream, reaching every organ, every tissue. Feel the transformation beginning right now. You are no longer the same person who started watching this video. You have been transformed by these ancient truths and have awakened to a wisdom that has always been within you, just waiting to be remembered. And this wisdom will free you from so many invisible prisons. It will free you from the need for constant approval, the compulsion to share everything, the addiction to complaining, and the betrayal of trust. In the coming days, and this is very important, observe their words with gentle attention. Pay attention when you feel that almost irresistible urge to share something. Stop right then and there. Take 3 deep breaths. And ask yourself, with profound honesty, does this really need to be said? Does this strengthen me or weaken me? Does this protect my energy or scatter it? Does this honor my integrity or compromise it? So choose wisely. Because you are an incredibly powerful being. You are a conscious creator of your own reality. You are a master at training your own existence. And the true masters, those who transform their lives and the world around them, they always knew when to speak, and when to be silent. They always knew when to expose, and when to protect. They always knew when to share and when to keep. Silence is golden because gold is precious, rare, and valuable. Silence is golden because it shines with its own light, without needing to shout its existence. And now that gold is with you, in your hands, this wisdom lives in your heart. May you walk from now on in radiant light. May you protect your energy with the fierceness of a lion and the lightness of a bird. May you manifest your deepest dreams in the powerful silence of creation. May you be a beacon of integrity in a world that so desperately needs this example. And may silence be your greatest ally, your best friend, your secret power. Until our next meeting.